do things that are true to you. Most things that I'm involved with are extension of being creative. So I would just say get involved in things that you love, and also have a standard for yourself and have some sort of integrity, and try to, find some sort of truth in what you're doing.
Welcome to the Kings and Queens podcast, where we enter the minds of leaders with a vision and learn why greatness truly resides within each and every single one of us. Recognizing the kings and queens of the world one voice at a time, here's your host, King Lapo.
What is up, Kings and Queens family? This is your host, King Lapo, in the building. I hope everyone's living well and having a blessed day. In this episode, we have a special guest who's an up-and-coming rapper in the music industry. He's a Nigerian-American artist who truly captivates his audience through his smart play on words and MC-like vibes. From a career in engineering to a full-fledged music artist, I'd like to welcome the man himself, IKE. What's good, bro?
What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On the Kings and Queens podcast, man. How's it feel?
It feels pretty dang good, man. It's been a minute. I feel blessed to be a part of this.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for coming on, bro. So I know during these times that we're in, it's kind of crazy. So I hope everyone, your family, is staying safe during these times. For
sure. Yeah, no, everybody's staying together. Taking our vitamins, got the masks on.
Facts.
We're doing good.
That's what's up. Okay, so what we like to do here on the Kings and Queens podcast is to introduce you to the family. So for those who may not know who you are, just go ahead and give them a general background, where you're from, born and raised, and everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, for me, I'm Nigerian-American, born in Baltimore, and eventually we migrated to Houston, Texas.
Okay, that's what's up. So how long have you been in Texas again?
I've been in Texas 20 years.
Okay.
I've been in Texas majority, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, but,
what college did you attend?
I went to two schools. I went to A&M Kingsville initially.
Okay.
And also went to Prairie View for a bit.
What was your major there?
So at both schools, I was doing mechanical engineering. And it was tough, man. Like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
For me in general, I'm somebody who I'm very involved. And trying to be involved in school with different activities, different organizations, and then also trying to do that. It was tough for sure.
I bet.
For sure.
That's a lot of things to juggle.
Oh yeah, it was so much. And it was crazy because the only reason why I came to Kingsville initially was because of football, and then to that it was just going after, of course, taking care of school stuff, but also just saying, okay, I'm going to try to be an RA. I'm going to try to, make my own organizations, try to do all this and be Superman, essentially.
Yeah.
That shit was stressful.
I already know, bro. I already know. All right, man. So I'm sure the Kings and Queens family are looking forward, to hearing your story. So, we're just going to jump right into it. So right now, for everyone who doesn't know, what do you currently do for a living?
Yeah, so for sure, I was doing engineering for some time, and then I decided to just go full time with the music.
And when you made that transition, walk us through the moment where you found out engineering may have not been your passion, or something that you wanted to fully go into.
I think at the end of the day, it's knowing that you want to be happy, with whatever you're doing. And if you're not waking up every day happy doing whatever you're doing, then you're doing something wrong. And over time, I've definitely lost some good people around me. And it's just a reminder that life is short, Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. It's interesting because of course, you go to school, you do whatever it is you do, and you get the job, and you're doing the job, and that's fine, right? But as far as finding happiness and are you really content, I think that's the thing that people tend to not really find throughout their, I guess, duration of life. So at one point, actually, I used to do this. I would go to older folks, and I would just ask them, if they were to give advice to their 20-something-year-old self, what would it be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd get, of course, different answers, but the one consistent answer I'd got from everyone was two things. One, any, of course, argument, any beef, essentially, with any good friend, just let it go because it's not worth it, And then the second was choose your happiness over your career, because a lot of them felt like over time they wasted so much going after the wrong thing career-wise, and they ended up miserable. And you can get money back if you lose it. You just cannot get time.
True.
So that's when I kind of woke up, light bulb clicked on, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do this. And if I can't, I guess my thing is if I at least get to where I need to get to, I'll be happy. And at the very worst case, I got a degree to fall back on.
Facts. How was it talking to your family about, wanting to pursue a career in the music industry?
I mean, they're traditional Nigerians, so they weren't too keen to it initially.
Yeah, I bet.
But I've tested their limits quite a few times in my life. So it's nothing new coming from me. I think the thing about them is that they know that I'm passionate about, music. And I mean, just the arts in general, not just music, but, acting and all of that. And they know that pretty much if I put my mind to something, I can achieve it,
Yeah.
So definitely they were kind of, hesitant about me doing it, but over time they kind of opened up to it. And that's what matters most.
True. You're right. When you first picked up, the pen and paper, what kind of led you? I know you said, happiness and everything. Were there any doubts in your mind to, kind of take that leap, saying that, okay, this is something that I want to pursue a little bit more seriously? For anyone, tuning in who might try to have that leap of faith towards their passion, kind of what would you say to them, or what was your thought process during that transition?
Yeah. So, I mean, with me, I love just the art of writing in general. It's very therapeutic. And so to be able to just sit down, get your thoughts out of your head and on paper, that alone did enough for me, right?
Yeah.
I think deciding to actually say, okay, I'm about to not just get it out of my head and on paper, but I'm going to memorize it. I'm going to put it on a beat and I'm going to perform it. I think that for me, just loving some of my favorite artists who helped me become better, and just knowing that, hey, I can do this too. I like what my favorite artists are doing, and it seems like fun, and I know I can do it, so why not?
Yeah. How long have you been writing for?
Man, I've been writing since I was maybe 9, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Damn, okay. What kind? Yeah.
I was just gonna say that I have rhyme books. I got three different rhyme books, paper, just from when I was elementary up until middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Up until I think 10th grade or so, and then the rest I just have digitally on my phone and stuff.
Wow, that's dope. What kind of rappers do you look up to, or where do you draw your inspiration from?
I would say pretty much the Lauryn Hills, the early Kanye West, the Ludacris, Eminem. I mean, I like artists who, of course, lyrically truly showcase their talent, right?
Yeah.
And those who like to just do wordplay, because I love wordplay. I think one of the best feelings listening to music is when you can hear a song and then an artist will say something and you hear it once and you catch what they say. You hear the song again and you catch something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
You hear it a third time, you catch something completely different, and you're like, bruh, what? And it's I could have sworn this wasn't here last time. And it's the same same verse, right? And it's just the artist doing, you know, double entendres, triple entendres, you know, just different little word plays, you know, and it's like, I want to get people feeling like that I get, you know, when they listen to my music, right? And I don't know, I think it's just pretty cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Kings and Queens family, once y'all check out, you know, Ike's work and everything, you can definitely, everything he's saying with the wordplay, bro, like, I feel like, you know, I get that, especially when I'm watching your, you know, your videos that you post on IG, or just like any projects that you put out, I can definitely feel like, okay, like this dude, in terms of, you know, lyrics and even just like the presentation of it is a lot to see, and you can even hear, like, you know, like you said, the double entendres that kind of go into writing, and I feel like that's a hard thing to do as a writer, period. You know, it's not everyone that really has that talent that can like fluently do it and make it look, you know, easy. I also want to ask you about, you know, the short clips and music videos that, you know, you put out on IG. What I love about it is that it gives kind of a vibe, you know, just going back to lyrical wordplay and just the talent that's kind of portrayed from it. You know, what made you want to start doing those type of videos?
Yeah, so those videos, I titled it "Where's Like Wednesdays," right? And pretty much it was knowing that, again, as an artist in general, I love, you know, music, I love acting, and this was a way to combine the two. Okay. For me, it was knowing that I want people who may not have heard me, right? I want them to see a visual representation of who I am just as a character. And in doing so, it was just knowing, okay, let me go to different places, different occupations, dressed up as different things, and just, you know, just rap. Yeah. Right. And so my whole agenda was every week, if not every other week, I would show up in different occupation, dressed up as whoever I was, and just, you know, that's what I did. And it's funny because like the idea didn't initially come from, like, I didn't have the initial idea of doing a different occupation until like maybe like the second video. Like the first, like the initial concept was, okay, I'm about to show up in this doctor's office as a nurse and I'm about to just rap. Yeah. And initially it was a continuation of that. Right? Just okay. A nurse. That's my whole character, I guess. Yeah. But after watching it over, I was like, man, I can actually try to like do different occupations. I mean, I have enough resources. I have enough connections. I know, you know, different places, different people. Let me try to just see how far I can get being a different, you know, person. And yeah, it was fun. It was very good.
Yeah, that's crazy because now, especially how you just said, you know, you like to combine, you know, the two, acting and the rapping at the same time. Yeah. I feel like I can like, now that you said it, like it kind of makes more sense when I'm watching it now, because I could always see that, okay, like, you know, Ike's doing, you know, the nurse joined, then, you know, the firefighter, and then, you know, he may be a teacher in the next one, but like when you're watching it, it's really crazy to see, because I'm watching it, but I'm listening to the lyrics, I'm listening to the rap, but I kind of get into it more because you're, you know, role playing these characters, and in a sense, it's like you kind of feel more connected to the music, because like, oh, like you're kind of having more of an emotional connection to whatever you're rapping about, and there's usually something like, you know, thought provoking. Whatever you're rapping about, it's like, damn, like he's dressed up as a nurse, but he's kind of going through these motions, and you kind of feel that vibe, like, oh damn, like I'm in the hospital too, kind of thing. I don't know, it's weird to explain, but that's kind of the feeling that I get when I'm watching it.
Yeah. I think the cool thing about going after all these different things is the things you don't see, which is being rejected from different places.
I was gonna ask that. Yeah, I was like, yo, how are you getting into all these places?
Oh, nah, it's tough, man. Sometimes easy, right? It's too easy, and then others, it's like, dang, like we get rejected hard.
Damn.
And it's, I don't know. It's fun because we go in not knowing if this will be a yes or a no, but we just laugh it off if we do get rejected and keep it moving. have like a list of different occupations and just kind of cross them out as time go on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think it's more interesting because the people who do reject this, like, I mean, because we got to go like getting permission to shoot in any of the locations, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like we have to show up to whoever is the main person in charge and be like, hey, my name is so and so, and me and my crew, we're doing this video, and pretty much this is the concept, and this is what, you know, I'll be needing and doing, and blah blah blah. What do you think? Could we use your space? You know, and it's pretty much I don't know about that, or how long do you think you'll take, or you want to use our equipment? It's just a bunch of extra stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But I will say, if we can get them to keep asking questions, it's easier because I can kind of like, I can finesse a little bit, you know. I can kind of like get them to be more relaxed and chill. It's hard whenever they're like, nope, can't. Or our charge, he's not here right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I asked someone who was the guy in charge, and they said it was you. And they're like, oh, nope, can't. Sorry. It's whatever.
So really, the people who kind of like are like curious about it, those are the ones where you can kind of like swindle to like, you know, get them to do it. Because they're like, oh, like, you want to do this? And they're like, okay, like, you know, what's this for? Like, you know, what's the message behind it? You know, that might spark something in someone's mind. Like, okay, like, you know, I'll be down to be a part of this, or for you to, you know, kind of use our space.
Right.
That's true. That's true. I didn't even think, because you do be using like the whole wardrobe, the equipment and everything. So it's not even like, hey, like, let me take a picture real quick. It's like, let me let me use this. Like, I'm really trying to use this space. It's crazy.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the firefighter one. Mm-hmm. So pretty much what that one was, we went on one day and we talked about, okay, so no, we went to one station. We asked them, they said no. Like, it was an immediate no.
Wow.
And we're like, dang. But we're like, we really want to use this concept, right? Mm-hmm. So we said, okay, let's just drive around to different stations and just ask, right? So that, and then the very next station, we talked to a guy, and he was like, I don't know. Well, we're busy right now, so just come back when you have a permit. And we were like, what? And he was like, yeah, you have to call this specific number, get a permit. Wow. And once you do that, you know, you'll be fine. And so I said, okay. I called the number, talked to somebody, and the guy was like, what days would you want? Right. And so we told him what days. He said, okay, I'm going to try to see if I can get something ready for you guys by that day. But that wasn't the station we went with, right? We just, for the hell of it, went to a third one. And the guys there told us to just come back in 2 days' time, which was a sooner date than the day we would have gotten with the permit.
Okay.
So came that 2 day later period or whatever. And the guy, it was just one guy there. He was like, yeah, so this is what you want to do, right? And we were like, yeah. So we said, okay, cool. Well, come on in. And he brought us in the station. He showed us the equipment, how to use it. And he helped me put on the equipment. And it's heavy, like the firefighter equipment. Listen, like I've never in my life ever put it on. That is heavy equipment. Like, I don't know how they like operate. Like, they are fit. Everybody who's a firefighter, my hats are off to you.
Wow.
This is like some tough stuff. Anyway, I put on the gear and we're just going over, you know, the motions, you know, everything. But yeah, it took what, a 3 time, like 3 different takes essentially to go over everything, and we were successful. So
okay, wow, yeah, that's live, man. I'm glad you talked about just like kind of the behind the scenes kind of scenarios behind it, because I'm pretty sure people wonder all the time, like, yo, like how is Ike getting into all these places? But then when you mention like all the rejections, it's like, okay, you know, people forget to see that part of it, you know, all part of the grind, you know.
Right.
So moving on, what kind of places have you performed at?
Man, I've performed in all sorts of different places. I've performed in some cool, nice, medium-sized places. I've performed in some small places. It just varies. I know when I was in school, I used to, of course, you know, do talent shows, the different, uh, opportunities where I can get, quick cash here and there. And then they had like festivals, like homecoming festivals I perform in. I'd also leave town often, and I drive to the closest city and I do shows there.
Wow.
And it was cool. I think so something a lot of people don't even know, maybe like a few people actually. So one time I had a show, and this was so I went to school in Kingsville. The closest city is Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
I had a show in Corpus Christi, and it was the night before a final, right?
Oh.
And I could have called off the show. I could have, just because I had a final. And mind you, this isn't like any other class. This is like an engineering course.
Exactly.
Final.
Yeah.
And so what I ended up doing was I was like, okay, let me try to see if I can do both, right? And so what I was doing was I ended up studying that entire day. Towards the night, of course, the library is open 24 hours at that point since it's the finals, time.
Yeah.
So I'm studying throughout the day. The nighttime comes to where it's about time for me to go to the show, and I ended up going to the show, doing my performance, coming back, and studying the rest. And I pulled an all-nighter.
Wow.
And I didn't get back to Kingsville, I think, until like maybe 3:30 in the morning, I believe, or so. Then I continued to study, and my test, it was an early test. It was like a 8 a.m. test.
Damn.
So I immediately, once I got done studying and pulling that all-nighter, I just went straight to the classroom to take the test. So I did not have a Red Bull. I did not have coffee. I did not have any performance-enhancing medicine.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything, right? So I was just drained. I was tired. I was just drained, truly. I answered maybe like 3 questions and I fell asleep.
Whoa.
Yes, fell asleep. And I was tired. So it wasn't like a light sleep. I was out. And I remember eventually waking up, and it was like maybe 3 people left in the class taking a test.
Huh.
And I was like, how long? Like, I looked at the clock and I saw how long I was out for, and I was out for a minute.
Damn. The teacher didn't even like say like, hey, like wake up or
not at all.
Wow.
They just it was crazy. My friends, they were telling me afterwards that they were trying to get me up. They were trying to like wake me up, but I just wouldn't wake up. But I finished the test and I did well. Like I passed. Like I did extremely well. I was just tired. I was just that tired to where I couldn't, I guess, finish before I fell asleep. I just needed like a couple of minutes just so I can, I guess, rest. And so that was an interesting moment in my life for sure.
Wow. If you could run it back, would you still take that gig in Corpus Christi, or would you have just focused on the final?
I would have done the same thing. I would have had a Red Bull. That's the only thing. I would have had an Adderall.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Okay. I know sometimes, a lot of us, we may get caught up, in the ideology of, what ifs in life. So for example, like if you're, pursuing something, you're like, damn, like what if I started sooner? If do you ever kind of get those questions pop up in your head sometimes, or no?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that in general, regardless of whatever you're pursuing, it's always great to start sooner, just because you'll be in a farther and better position.
Very true. Yeah.
And so, I feel like had I went after it professionally sooner, I would have definitely been in a way better position, just because I would have learned more sooner.
Do you think sometimes, sometimes, things are meant to happen for a reason, right? And like the Ike now, compared to per se if you had started sooner, the thought process and everything like that, we grow over the years. So do you think sometimes it kind of, like it's like, I should have started sooner, but then again, like, maybe back then wasn't the right time for me, maybe now is there's never a right time, but maybe now is probably a more, advantageous for me to get into.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, I mean, I definitely believe that, God has a plan for everything, and it's timing. And so, I, of course, would have loved to start it sooner.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's not up to me.
Facts.
Definitely things happen for a reason, and there's a reason why I didn't start sooner. Maybe I wasn't ready, and maybe the opportunities that were there for me wasn't present for me to meet, I guess, if I started sooner.
Yeah.
And so it's just different things. I don't like to take it to heart.
Yeah.
I just kind of know that, but I'm at this point right now. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Like we can all hope, dream, and wish, but if it's not gonna help us move forward, then we're just wasting time.
True. If someone were to like ask you, what's the importance of staying true to yourself? What would your response be to that?
I'd say it's very important. And just because, so there's a lot of characters in life in general, and people are good at what they do. Some at least are. And it's knowing that why would you want to be any other character when you can be yourself? You are more comfortable with who you are as a person. So just be that. Just be you. If you are somebody who's very animated, very extroverted, be you. Be that person. If you're introverted, if you are somebody who's just kind of to yourself, be that. Because I think forcing anything is just it's trash and it never goes well. Right? Like, I mean, I was always told never force an outfit, never force a conversation, never force anything, because it's not gonna ever go as you intended to go. So, just be you.
I like that. I can agree with you on that, because the whole forcing thing, everyone who knows me, I don't like to force. So just be yourself, do you, and the rest will follow. So when you're not rapping, what are some things that you like to do on your spare time? Because as we all know, having a healthy mindset, also requires you to be, balanced. You want to balance out your time accordingly. So what are some things that you do outside of rapping?
Yeah. So for me, I mean, I've played sports all my life, and I mean, up until college when I stopped, even though I stopped playing sports, I was always consistent in the gym, always. And so lifting weights was something that I have always been just, I guess, it's always been a part of my life. So I'm heavy in the gym. I run a lot, just to keep myself in shape and to just stay ready, I guess. I think the worst feeling ever is to be in a position where like you need to have your strength, or you need to be able to run, and you aren't able because you just go to the gym, or you didn't run out here and there. It's like, it'd be pretty trash.
Yeah,
right?
Most definitely.
So, and I actually, I pulled my hamstring recently. Yeah. And I'm kind of out of condition right now, as far as running is concerned. But I'll be back at it. Hey. I'll be back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what's up. During this time, how important is it to have a great support system around you, just having your family, or just like-minded individuals in general, around you at all times?
Right. I think that's very important. I think it's needed for any artist. Again, not just a rapper, not just a dancer, not just a actor, actress, not just a painter, truly anyone. Just because you're in a position where you will have days. You'll have days that you're not motivated to not create art, and we need you to create your art. And I mean, I think having people around you helps you just stay focused. And I think it's just knowing that when you have those around you who want you to succeed, who want you to be the better version of yourself, I think it overall helps you just remember that even when you want to give up or not have a good day, there's people who are, not so much depending on you, but people who are just, I don't know, like they're in your corner. You just don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
So, yeah.
So Kings and Queens family tuning in, I'm sure everyone who follows you already, they already know about your new release called Bad Decisions. So, for the Kings and Queens fam, go ahead and give them, some insight on what that song is about.
Yeah. So, pretty much Bad Decisions is, it's a song that, to put it simply, it's about a bad decision that messed up a family.
Okay.
And in this situation, it was a killing, a cop killing that took the life of somebody who was dear. And it's the aftermath, right? So just the aftermath of a unjust killing, and the family is trying to find answers. The family is mourning. Mm-hmm. And in this situation, they are speaking to an officer who's part of the department, who killed, of the officer that killed their relative, essentially.
Yeah.
So, I mean, definitely with what was happening in recent times with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Elijah McClain, like it definitely was, I drew inspiration from those events, as well as, of course, past events from these last couple of years, because this isn't something that's recent, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people who aren't, a lot of people who are ignorant towards it all, they think, all this protesting, all this whatever, is just because of George Floyd. And it's like, nah, it's not because of George Floyd. Mm-hmm. He was he was the last straw, so to speak.
Yeah,
right?
Tipping point.
This has been happening for years. And it's like we're all fed up. And it's like it shouldn't have to take George Floyd for us to see change that we're seeing. Because even now, after George Floyd, there's been different little changes here and there in society. Unfortunately, I don't think in the right places. I think the change we need should be in the system. It should be, where it really, really matters. And I say that because, of course, the Black Lives Matter painting on the streets, that's cool and dandy, whatever. But if we can change some of the laws, if we can change how police are policing, mm-hmm. that's even better.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be long lasting,
Very true.
But to get back to the video, it's just displaying an interrogation between the family and an officer, and both are giving their point of views on the subject. So,
okay,
yeah,
that's what's up. Yeah, because I watched the video, man, and Kings and Queens. Once y'all finish listening to this podcast, make sure you tune in and watch Bad Decisions on Ike's YouTube channel. But yeah, man, like I definitely felt it, and like you said, especially with everything going on right now, it's a message that needs to be heard. People need to be having these conversations, and just like you said, it shouldn't have taken, George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, everyone like that for us to be taking action. And like you said, I agree with you too. Change needs to be done within the system. So, but going back to the video, how long did it take to shoot the video, and where did it take place?
So it took pretty much a course of maybe like 2 weeks in general to shoot everything. And that was just because, so when you watch the video, you'll see that there are, I have the family, of course, who's, mourning. They are actually, they're speaking my words, right? Like they are rapping what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And so they had to, of course, have time to listen to the song, memorize the words, and then, just make it be comfortable with it,
Okay.
So it took, time for them to do that, as well as to get the locations. Now, for me personally, I like going to protests. I like showing out and just making my voice heard. So one of the protests, we went out there with a camera.
Okay.
And we just shot some scenes. And then we combined that with, of course, some space that in an office that we kind of like altered to look like an interrogation room. And funny story, the only reason why we didn't actually use an interrogation room, and just to clarify, we did not use an interrogation room. That is just a plain office that we altered. But the only reason why we didn't use an actual interrogation room was because we got rejected 3 different times.
Wow.
Same concept with the whole Where's Like Wednesday videos, as far as going to the stations or, and asking. Like, we went to these police stations, truly went there. Hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm doing blah, blah, blah. Do you mind if we can use this and that? And we got rejected 3 different times.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean, I can understand with the climate being what it was. They were like, we ain't no chances.
Oh, me.
And I'm like, I can show you the song. Like, you can hear it. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But they were just like, nah, we're good. We're okay. So whatever. Screw them. Okay. But nah, so we just kind of said, okay, if we can't get an actual interrogation room, why not make our own? And so
smart.
So we shot it actually, we shot it in Houston. And I mean, I think the outcome was pretty nice. Yeah. And so
wow. Yeah, I feel like the song, especially the music video, really hit home. So yeah, man, I just wanted to give you, props on that, creating that project and, just bringing that awareness to the audience and everything.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Bro. So, during the economic situation we're in, the social injustice is being brought to light. I feel like on the daily we should be uplifting one another, just so we're not in the mindset of negativity all the time. In what ways do you kind of like, get your mind out of that negative space if you might be, having a bad day, or, you see something that might, change your mood? How do you kind of like, reconnect with yourself in terms of, just having, positive vibes around you?
Right. So I think it's just making sure that you have a method of self-care, right? And I think that's something that everybody needs, something that you enjoy doing, you enjoy seeing, something that will get you away from the negativity, And for me personally, like aside from, of course, going to the gym or whatever, or even listening to my favorite music, I would just watch some, my favorite TV shows or movies. There's just, I don't know, like I'm big into film. And so in general, I can watch, like there's like some of my favorite shows or my favorite, movies I'll watch over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It just gets me just away from some of the nonsense that is very much so present in today's world. And then that aside, it's just hanging out with friends, just communicating, having good conversations, and I guess just being, just be present in the moment with your people, your family, your friends. That's all.
I like that. I know 2020 has definitely been, a crazy year thus far. But at the same time, I think, these hard times sometimes bring about the change we need, or, sometimes, in life you go through obstacles and, once you overcome them and it kind of, you kind of come out better on the other side. Would you say that 2020 obviously, had a, crazy start, but would you say you've been able to take some, key points away from this year and, how to kind of like move on to next year?
Yeah, no, I for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I think what I learned is that we have 12 months guaranteed, of course, every year.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go through some negatives, when you go through some down moments in life, it can feel like you have more than just 12 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
The year just feels long. And it's like, man, I want this year to end already. I want to start over. But I think for me, it's knowing that, okay, all these negative things that has happened this year, I can't let that impact me negatively, because that's the goal, right? The goal is for it to mess you up.
Yeah.
And so you have to just say, okay, you know what? This is what I went through, and this is a lesson. And just make sure that you take that and make sure it doesn't happen again. As well as remembering who you are. I think a lot of people, they let stress, they let, trying times make them forget who they are as a person. And it's normal, right? It's something that everybody, we all experience, moments like that. But as long as we can overcome, then I think that we'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree. What future goals would you say you have for yourself? Any upcoming projects that, your fans, family, might want to know?
Right. Yeah, for sure. So, man, I feel bad because I have an album that I'm dropping.
Okay.
And it's called Too Many Bad Decisions.
Mm.
And it should have been out, to be honest, earlier this summer. But one thing happened and the next thing happened, and so I had to push that back. But it's coming real soon. It's it's crazy. Like, only me and a couple of ears have heard it in its entirety. I wrote it, so I'm biased as hell. But it sounds nice.
Yeah.
So I definitely wait to just put it out and have everybody else hear it, because I think that they'll enjoy it. And if they don't, hey, it's not for them.
Yeah.
So
you can't please the world. Yeah,
exactly. You go crazy, man. You go crazy.
Yeah. Hey, I'm excited to hear it. I already know it's gonna be live. So yeah, whenever you drop it, Kings and Queens family, make sure you guys stay tuned for Ike's album coming out. Too Many Bad Decisions. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But yeah, bro, that pretty much sums up this episode. I want to thank you for coming on the Kings and Queens podcast. It means a lot, bro. And
no problem.
Yeah, if you could leave with one piece of advice for the Kings and Queens fam, what would it be?
At the end of the day, you don't know what holds for you tomorrow. So whatever you can do today, take care of it.
Facts. Okay, awesome. And what platforms can the Kings and Queens fam find you on?
You can find me on Instagram at It's Just Ike. You can find me on Twitter. It's Just Ike. You can find me on iTunes, Spotify, under Ike. It's all caps with the exclamation mark. And
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Oh, of course, YouTube. / I think it's Big 2-star.
Okay. Bit. And no worries. Everyone tuning in right now, I'm gonna drop all the links and your handles everywhere, so everyone can tune in and listen to your stuff, man. But closing up, Kings and Queens family, I wish you nothing but the best and success along your journey, bro. You're definitely a king in the making, which is why you're on the Kings and Queens podcast right now. And I hope you continue to inspire people through your music, and wish you best everything in your future endeavors, whether it be acting, rapping that you're doing right now. And yeah, bro, continue to stay blessed.
Much love, bro. Thank you.
No problem. And with that, Kings and Queens fam, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Remember, you can find each episode on either SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts, and YouTube coming soon. And also, don't forget to leave a 5-star rating for your boy one time. If you like the episode, let me know. Hit up Ike. And episode 20, we out.
You can never picture life if you can never picture pieces. Those pieces that you picture, Pictionary won't believe it. You say that I like candy and you say that I don't eat it. You say that you are candy, but your candy ain't the sweetest. Your candy made me sick and now I'm sick of all these people. I'm sick of all this talking and I'm sick of all these sequels. Told the world about your business and your candy was the prequel. Told the world about your life like the world just wanna meet you. You mad cause you ain't get it, yeah. You mad cause you ain't have it. You mad because the guy you like really ain't attracted. I put you on the scene, I gave you friends so you can have them. I wasn't even here, but still I put you on like